What's going on, everybody? GemMint here with the new comic book day reviews for Wednesday, May 11th. And as always, gonna go through this week's books as spoiler-free as possible. Kind of a lighter week. Before we jump into it, it's also Whatnot Wednesday, and we're celebrating our 5,000 followers there by doing a huge 3 giveaway live stream. We're doing a giveaway for this Venom CGC 9.8 variant. We're also giving away this sealed Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, which was donated by Organic Price Books, so big shout out to JP. And also, we're going to do a giveaway for this Scarlet Witch premium format in honor of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So make sure to join us at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Whatnot. Oh, and real quick, shout out to my LCS. I picked up issues 1 through 19 of Ghost Rider, the Danny Ketch run, which it's criminal that they don't have an omnibus for. So I think I'm going to read these and do a review. It's not an omnibus review, but it's like a dope-ass story review. So big shout out to my LCS. And with Image, I'm not sure if Spawn comes out today. I see it says Spawn 329 is coming out, but I read the Image titles via PDF, and they gave me Scorched, 5 early, which I think that's what comes out today for sure. Bottom line is I haven't read the new Spawn, and I'm not really sure if it comes out today or not. With that out the way, let's jump into the indie books, and we're going to start with Crossover by Donny Cates. He's joined by Jeff Shaw, I believe. Cover doesn't say. Issue 13. And Donny Cates, man, I love his stuff. He's doing this super meta book. He's in the book as a writer in this world where the comic book universe has exploded into the real world. And this whole theory of who controls these characters once the writer is dead, once their story is no longer being written. And, I don't want to give away the end, but that's kind of the direction where he's going. It's cool. I've always said this from the beginning. If you're like a fan of the comic book industry and you follow writers and artists and things like that, this is going to be the meta book for you. And if so, you'll dig this issue. If you're a casual superhero fan, it might go a little over your head. Who the hell is this guy and what's the big deal? But I get it, Donnie. It's the book I would write if I was a comic book writer. Moving on over to Nocterra, issue 10, Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel, and Marcelo Maiolo. Nocterra 10 was pretty cool. They're teaming up with one of the Nocturnals. I called him Bushwick Bill. It was Blacktop Bill. And it's cool. We get the kind of, I don't want to say origin, but how he became this shade of a person, this silhouette, if you will. And in this world of the big PM. Now, I think the next issue is the last issue. I think it said to be concluded, which I kind of understood. I don't know if a lot of people are really into this. It had some hype when it first started. It does have great artwork, but I don't know. The story for me is it's a cool idea. Where's it going? Is it wrapping up? If so, that makes sense. Speaking of wrapping up, moving on over to Time Before Time. This is issue 12. It's by Shalvey McConville with O'Halloran and Oatsmain Elihu, which I think I'm pronouncing wrong. Forgive me. But this was the first time I stopped reading it halfway through. I just didn't know what I was reading. Who are these characters? We're going through these timelines. I liked the idea of this book. The art was rough and jagged on purpose, and it worked. Kind of like Doug from Nickelodeon. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. The story lost me, and I got uninterested. I like the concept, but that's the last on Time Before Time or whatever it was. Then we have Lady Mechanica. This is by Benitez, Sotelo, and Heisler, issue 4. The last issue is a little 4-issue miniseries. I dug it. Super dope, giving us the origin of this half mech person, human being, with a rabid feral beast, and her origin. Kind of a sick, twisted turn of an ending. It's got that type of cyber horror element to it. Great book, great artwork. Feels like, I don't know, 90 Top Cow days or something like that. I feel like it's part of something else besides Image. From Boom Studios, we have Grimm, issue number 1 that came out. Stephanie Phillips with Flaviano and Rico Renzi. This comes out today. I did an early review of this when I got an advanced copy of it. Great book. Heard it sold out and was even selling for crazy amounts on a pre-sale. This new badass character, Jessica Haro, is kind of like another Erica Slaughter. Something is killing the children, and it feels like that in the sense where it's you're almost watching an animated series or so. Something is Killing the Children has that dark monster vibe. This is kind of like the story of the Grim Reapers. How you become a Grim Reaper in a sea of many. This badass character who takes people to their final destination upon the Sea of the Dead and all that kind of stuff. Great issue. Definitely pick it up. If that sounds anything of interest to you, you'll definitely dig it. And the last one from the indies from our friends at Dynamite, we have Vampirella Strikes, issue number 1. I was really hoping this would be more of a jumping on point because I always want to get into like a Vampirella run or something, but it's very much a sequel to Vampirella Vengeance. So readers of that will be happy to continue here. The artwork was good. I liked this kind of world we're thrown into where humans and the supernatural must coexist. Then it kind of lost me on the story because I wasn't familiar with the characters. But show some love to Dynamite. They do have that coming out today, as well as 2 others. They have Immortal Red Sonja issue 2 and Betty Page, The Alien Agenda issue 3. Appreciate Dynamite for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out their titles. Moving on over to Marvel, we have X-Men issue 11, Jerry Dugan, joined by Lamaz and Garcia. All I could think of is, man, like, X-Men deserve better, man. This issue is such like a filler issue. It's a Mojo story, but Mojo no longer wants to control the world through cable TV. He wants to go the casino route and go next level with the stakes. I don't really want to give too much away, but it ties into Araco, which I did like that part. But it just feels like, this is not the flagship X-Men title. I don't know what they need to do to get back on track, but I got through it. I liked the artwork was strong. Mojo looked pretty sinister. It wasn't bad. It just felt like I said, they deserve better. I didn't mean that in such a negative way. It just felt like it was an okay issue. Moving on. I wasn't going to pick this up, Black, White, and Blood. So I kind of have been skipping these Black, White, and whatever issues because they're all just kind of 3 short stories, although it's usually like a star-studded creative team. But the writer, one of the writers on these stories reached out to me. I believe it is Ayodele, I don't want to mispronounce it, but I'm sure I did. Hit me up and was excited about it, so I read it. The first story is by Hickman and Bachalo. I didn't really dig that one as much, but I did like the Ayodele story. It was a Spider-Man team-up, super clean artwork. I really liked the interaction between Moon Knight and Spider-Man. So, yeah, it was a fun short story. It's kind of like you could do whatever you want with it because it's just this one-off issue. And then the last one by Guggenheim and Fornes was this really dope story that you read it and you don't realize until the end that you read it backwards, and then you could read it backwards or forwards. It had a little message to it behind that. So it was actually a cool little one shot. You know, when I saw the email, I was like, you know what? If anyone deserves a black, white, and red, it's Moon Knight. I mean, the perfect color scheme for Mark Spector. Moving on over to Captain America, Symbol of Truth, issue 1. I'm going to butcher this name too. This is by Onibushi, Silva, and Albertov. So this spins out of that Captain America 0 or whatever one shot that was. That's going to give us 2 ongoing Captain America titles. This is the Sam Wilson one. Felt very MCU-ish. Him with, I forget the name of his Falcon, but he's got a Falcon sidekick. Felt very Falcon Winter Soldier, but it was cool. I mean, it had typical cliche Captain America moments in it, and you know, it was just an okay issue. Nothing really stands out. The art was all right. Good action scenes, but yeah, kind of like Falcon Winter Soldier, the TV show. And then lastly, another one from Donny Cates. We have Hulk vs. Thor, Banner of War, Part 1. He's joined by Cachalo and Wilson. Now, this is an amazing issue if you want to get caught up on everything that Donny Cates has been doing with Thor and what's been going on with Hulk and what Donny Cates has been doing with Hulk. It's a nice kind of recap leading into this epic battle with Hulk and Thor. And it's kind of cool to see the flashbacks of all their epic battles, fueling Banner's rage in the engine room to fight Thor. And we know Thor is now wielding a Odin-inhabited Mjolnir. So I dug it because I'm a huge Donny Cates Thor fan, and I like how he tied it in with his Hulk, although I'm not really digging what's going on with that Hulk. Hopefully this kind of fixes it or cleans it up or whatever. All right, guys, moving on to DC. The 2 DC books were Pick of the Week contenders. They stood out to me. I cannot believe Jurassic League 1. I was like, yo, I really want to give this Pick of the Week. I didn't. Should have. It's by Johnson, Gideon, and Spicer. And I know Mike Spicer's the colorist, but it definitely feels like the creative team from Beta Ray Bill. Correct? It probably is, but I'm not familiar with the names. Amazing issue. It's the Justice League as dinosaurs. Think of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures. Like Batman is like a Tyrannosaurus Rex in a bat suit, but they write it in such a way where it's like it's believable in this world with cavemen and the metahumans are all dinosaurs, and we get introduced to Batman. It's really like a Batman Joker story for the first half, and the second half is introducing Superman, who's a blue brontosaurus. I love it. Wonder Woman and the other members of the Justice League. So I loved it, man. I felt like Dinosaurs, like the sitcom. It felt like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures back in the day. Super kind of throwback and nostalgic. I think you should pick it up, man. It was a fun book. It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. Which brings us to our pick of the week, the oversized prestige format Suicide Squad Get Joker issue 3. This is the Red Hood led Suicide Squad. This is it felt like a while between this issue and the last one. So when I'm reading it at first, I'm like, yeah, it's like a big bullet raining of bullets action scene. People are getting killed left and right. Yeah, they're getting Task Force X is being replaced with the new Task Force X, which was a Suicide Squad that has basically Suicide Squad versus Suicide Squad type of thing. But, you know, the more I'm reading it and the more I like the interactions with Joker, with Harley Quinn, with Robin, the end with Harley Quinn saying something along the lines of, if he says the right things, I don't know what will happen. I was like, yo, that's pretty deep. That's some real shit on his control over her, right? Because you're teaming up with the Joker here. Red Hood teaming up with the guy who killed him, his arch. I don't want to get too much into it. I loved it. I think this will read so much better back to back, and I don't think it's over. It could end here. This could have been an ending, but I didn't see anywhere where it was an ending. Let me know in the comments. Great issue. Could be an ending. Could be open-ended. Whatever. But appreciate you watching. Like I said, Whatnot today, doing a big 5K follower celebration, giving away a statue, an omnibus, and a slab. And catch you tomorrow, man. Stay minty fresh. Peace.